Hey guys, how's it going? Previously on the channel, we were working on this 1972 Homelite T10. I believe it was the 10th one that was built, if I remember right. In the last video, we did an overview on it and we got it running and we did some mowing with it and tried it out. In the last video, I said that it needed new tire tubes. And I believe that, it also had a mouse nest in the blower shroud. I believe that was in that video. The other day, I was running it. In the video that you guys saw, I was running it and the engine was smoking. I'm sure you guys all saw that in the video. There was a mouse nest underneath of my flywheel cover. And when I was using it, I came out here this morning to start it, and I think I might have potentially blown a head gasket when I was running it the other day, when I was out there mowing with it, like I said. Because, well, whenever I noticed it when I was bringing it in the shop, it really seemed low on power, and I kept on hearing a squeak. And today, I went to crank it over, and I had that same squeak. And the squeak that I'm hearing is coming from, I'm guessing, the head gasket. When your head gasket is starting to blow, you usually hear a squeak like that. I'll let you guys listen to it, just to give you an idea. That is if this battery has enough balls to do anything. Ready? I'm sure you all heard that. That is the sound of... Wow, I'm surprised that battery still works. That is the sound of a blown head gasket, that squeak. And it is not wanting to start. You let off of the key. It'll run for a little bit, but it doesn't take off. It'll run for a little bit, but if you try to put any load at all on it, it just dies and falls flat on its face. So I'm pretty sure that it's a blown head. So what we're going to do in this video, I ordered tire tubes. I have the tire tubes. I ordered the head gasket this morning. I don't have the head gasket yet. I want to go on ahead and just take the head off of it and look at it and look at the cylinder. My suspicion is this engine doesn't have very many hours on it, whether it's original or not, or has been bored over. I'm not sure. I'm thinking this tractor doesn't have very many hours on it, unless somebody did a full-on rebuild. This is an old restoration. Somebody rebuilt the mower deck as well as rebuilt the engine, because the engine doesn't burn a drop of oil and doesn't smoke or anything, and the deck is nice and strong and doesn't make any noises, which is good. So I'm starting to wonder if maybe, and also the blades are sharp, I'm starting to wonder if maybe this machine doesn't have very many hours on it. And the blades being sharp doesn't really mean anything. It just means that somebody took good care of this machine. So yeah, let's pop the head off and let's take a look at it and let's see what we can find about this machine, if we can find that the engine was bored over at one point. So yeah, let me put you guys in the stand and we'll get that head taken off. We should be able to get it off there without having to take this shroud off. I think for shits and giggles, we should see if we can get this engine to start and if it'll stay running on its own. So let me jump up on here real fast. And let's see if we can get it to start. Ready? It tries to, as you guys can see, but it's not going to take off on its own without running that battery dead. So let's take a look at this shroud and let's just see how we get that off of there. It looks like these bolts, these head bolts, are holding this down, this little guy right here. is probably either bolted to this shroud here or the head. I'm hoping it's just bolted to that shroud. Those look like 1/2 inch. These look like 1/2 inch. I guess, wow, I haven't had that off before actually. I guess we should pop that plug out actually and take a look at it and see how that plug looks. Let's just see. I was thinking that would be a bigger spark plug, but cool. It's a normal size spark plug. That looks pretty good. That don't look too bad. I was expecting that to look a lot worse. I'm gonna clean this plug up real fast. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna put it back. It's not all carboned up, which is good. This engine's been running really well. You want to have a little bit of a caramel color like what that plug has on it. That is how you know the engine's running good. It's not all black. If your thing is black, or you can tell an engine's been burning oil by the plug sometimes. If it's all covered in carbon, just fouled out, it's been running rich or burning oil. You know, I hear it all the time. You should never use an impact when it comes to head bolts. Here's the thing. The people that say that are just jealous because they don't have an impact. Damn it. And they have to use a wrench. That came loose easy. They were 1/2 inch like I thought. Wow. That one put a little bit of a fight. They all seem almost kind of loose, actually. Are they supposed to be like that? Interesting. Wonder why they were kind of loose. That's okay. Whatever. Maybe they just expanded over the years. That one gave a fight. That one gave a fight. That one didn't. So I think it's safe to say that ones that gave a fight were the good ones. The ones that didn't. Well, maybe the head was loose. Maybe that's why the head gasket blew. I'm tempted just to tighten it back down and see what happens, but I think I'm just gonna. That's warm. I tried to run. It's just not getting enough compression, is my guess. Since that gaskets, I'm so tempted just to tighten all them back down and see what happens. That didn't take a whole lot of effort. It came loose. That's a 7/16. What holds that right there is threaded into that. What holds this bracket on here? Those don't. Those are threaded into that. Does the muffler hold it on there? Huh. Maybe if I loosen it up right there, it'll slide over. So let's see. One of these wrenches is not like the others. Not that one. That one. Let's just see. That's great. I love that. I love the fact that the positive terminal is right there. And I'm playing with ground. That's wonderful. negatives right there. Leave it like that. Let's see if it will. Perfect. My idea worked. Let me come up in here, loosen the muffler. Not loosen, just completely remove this bolt. And after I remove this bolt and pull these out, we'll see if this, I'm guessing this right here will come this way. It already seems like it wants to. Take both of them head bolts out and try that. I can't do it with this bolted on here because something is holding it. I know it's not this or that right there. I know the bolt's there because they thread into this plate because I just looked at them to see. And this, yeah, see, this is already, that's a clamp. I don't even need to remove that. That's just a clamp. Let me take these out. Come on. There we go. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Ooh. Alright, what's holding this on? Not that. This. I forgot about that. Remind me when we put this back together. I hope you guys see this. That just broke. Shit. Oh well, we'll just have to clamp that back down, I guess. There we go. Now that wants to pop out. I hope I don't have to move that shroud up. Let me just take all these bolts out. They're all the same size, right? For the most part. Yeah, for the most part they all look the same. These ones don't have washers. I'll have to remember that. Or here, I'll just stick them in with that. There we go. And we'll just move that over there, pull this out. You guys ready to see what's underneath that head, how it looks? I hope you guys can see. Ready? Let's see what we can find. That's smaller than I thought it was. Ooh. Wow, that actually looks pretty good. You guys ready to see under the head? I haven't looked yet. That don't look too bad. Let's see. It looks like right there. Actually, some over here. And right there. That looks like where it was blown. I'm really wondering if this gasket was actually blown. It definitely doesn't look pretty. You know, we could probably put that back in there actually. I'm really starting to wonder if it was because those head bolts were loose. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. Man, I'm so tempted to throw that back in there, but you know I'm not going to. I think that head gasket's shot. Doesn't look terrible though. It looks fairly alright. And we'll just pop our plug back out. Yeah, that actually looks like it was running really good. But yeah, I did want to take that apart anyway and look at it. Man, that is one small piston. Wow. I expected that to be a hell of a lot bigger than it is. Look at that. Look at all this area right here. And then look at that. That's little. But you know, at the same time, it is only a 10 horse. But look at all the area that's around that. All this right here. I expected that to be a lot bigger than that. So right there's where, that looks really good. It doesn't look like it was running too bad at all. I was expecting a lot worse under there, but yeah, I don't see any marks in that piston that say STD or anything about it being rebuilt. This is a piston out of a 10 horse K241. Let's roll this one down. It almost looks the same. Clean it off. Make sure we get all the debris off of it. I'm not going all the way in, I just want to go down to the rings. Don't worry, I know y'all want to see. That's a little bit bigger. Don't worry, I haven't looked at the bore yet. Calm down. That might not be a 10 horse actually, that might be a 12. I do have a Tecumseh piston around here somewhere. Maybe if I find it before I put this back together, we'll throw that 10 horse Tecumseh piston in there. That almost looks like the same size. It might be a little bit bigger. Went in there and grabbed a wire wheel. Let's get this surface wire wheeled, and after we do that, we'll look into it and see how everything looks. You know, I just noticed something. I'm pretty sure that the valve is not supposed to be bent. Oh shit, that's not good. Did we work a valve? Hold on a minute. That's top dead center. They're closed all the way around. Huh. Well, I guess it might have been not fully closed. I'm gonna hope that was the case. My piston's going down. I want that to stay up. That looks really good though. I don't see any marks or anything in here saying this piston is standard bore or rebuilt. I would think that it would say on there STD if this was a replacement piston. You guys probably won't be able to see it, but let me get a look at that bore and I'll tell you guys if it... Oh my. Don't look terrible. It don't look terrible. It doesn't look very good, but I mean, it looks all right. It's not burning any oil, so I mean, it's running fairly good. So I mean, it must be. It can't be too bad. I can see. Okay, now that I did that, I can still see cross-thatching in this bore. There's some scores over here on this side, you know, but I'm looking at it, I can see cross-thatching still in this bore. Wow. This motor must not have very many hours on it. And it's still, that's the standard bore piston. I don't see any markings anywhere in it that say, if it was a oversized piston, or if that was a replacement piston, it would say STD in it. If it was a bored over piston, it would say 20 over, 30 over, 10 over. But nothing is saying, you know, that somebody hasn't had this engine apart and they ended up honing out that cylinder and putting the old piston back in. Which, if they did, I mean, it would kind of suck, because that wouldn't tell me. But I mean, that doesn't, I can still see, I can't see a whole lot. You know, it's hard to see it, but I can see the cross thatching in it from when it was honed out. I'm guessing that's probably the factory cross thatching. I mean, it doesn't look too bad at all down in there. It looks really good. I need someone to explain to me, I've never seen this before. These valves are domed. They have a dome to them. They're not flat. Is there somebody out there who can explain to me why? I mean, they look like they're sealing okay. I'm turning that the wrong way. That's compression. But I mean, that doesn't seem right to me. I've never seen a valve before that was domed or had a little bit of a crown to the top of it. That just seems kind of interesting to me. Let me take the head in the other room and I'm going to clean that head surface up where the head gasket meets where the head gasket meets right here, and then it also meets right there. And once I get my head gasket, we'll put this head on. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look too bad at all. That's actually a lot smaller than what I was expecting to see. I was thinking it'd be a lot bigger than that. Same with this. I was thinking this would be a lot bigger than that, but that's so cool. I took a head in there and I cleaned it up. I don't think it looks too bad. I always hear people say or talk about sandblasting their cylinder heads. It is not a very good idea at all to sandblast anything that has anything to do with an engine. Shrouds are okay. But when it comes to internals of an engine, I would stay as far away from them with a sandblaster as possible, because you don't want to get sand trapped anywhere in here, because one bit of sand can cause a hell of a lot of damage to an engine like this. That's why they put air filters on motors, because if you don't put a motor air filter on that and dirt and debris get into your engine, they will cause damage to your cylinder. And eventually it will get down into your crankcase when the engine starts burning oil. So just word of advice, don't sandblast any engine blocks or any cams or pistons or anything like that. That's never a good idea. I think while I'm standing here looking at things, I'm going to go on ahead and see if I can fix this negative terminal. The wire popped out of this crimp right here. I'm sure y'all can see it. I looked up underneath the shroud, and I do think I was correct when I said that a mouse nest was inside, judging by what I saw. I'll be sure to put a picture. But it's caked up in there pretty good. And you can see where it caught on fire and burned. So that coil don't look too good neither, so I'm guessing that coil probably is on its last in its last days. So let's just stick it back in there temporarily. I want to get it to crank over. Oh. I had to see it. Cool. Yeah. Oh well, it cranks. That's all I wanted it to do. Cool. So I guess now what we need to do is we need to wait for the head gasket to get here. That is still really cool. I'm probably more than likely gonna have to go up underneath of here and probably dig all that crap out. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do that, but more than likely all of that is going to have to come out from under there. I don't want to get anything in here. That's kind of That's my only issue. I don't want to get anything in this area right here. I want to keep that relatively, well, actually, I guess I could spray it with the compressor. It should. Let's give it a shot, and if I have to, I'll just re-clean that off. Oh yeah, someone's definitely getting evicted. I am glad I did that. Oh, it's still a little bit. Not sure what nest it was, if it was a mouse nest or if it was I don't know, it could have been a few different types of nests. Mouse, it couldn't have been a bird. I doubt a bird would have wanted in there. Maybe even a chipmunk. Oh yeah, we got it all out. Well, I can tell you right now, that looks like a bee's nest, or what's left of a bee's nest. Over here, get to it. What is that? What would that be? Might be a paper. You know, I just swept this floor too. Oh well, I gotta do it again. What you get when you untrack these, I guess. You know, I really don't want to do that. I don't want to do that yet. I want to get all the dirt out of all the shrouds. That I should do outside. I really don't like doing that with the top end open, but without the head being there, I can get under here easily. I couldn't really get under there before, as you guys saw. So right now is the best time to do it. But yeah, as you guys saw, we made quite a mess. I don't see anything on there. I tried keeping it clean. That looks alright. So I guess the next thing I probably should do is take the wheels off of it and go on ahead and just start messing with them and getting tubes put in them. That's probably the best thing to do next. Let's see if we can get this off. There's actually a little collar right here. There was a cap on it that I ended up removing. It seems like there's just a little Allen key right there. One of these should remove it. Which one, I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. That's about it. This one might. Let's see. This one is the key. There we go. Oh, that's loose. So now we can take that off. Let me get my jack set up so we can get the tire off. I I was expecting a little bit different than that, but it's not that bad of a setup. It's the exact same. They have that set up the exact same way they do on the deers. Exact same bearings. Probably I bet you I could put the deer rims on there if I wanted to. I wish I'd known that. Let's see here. Well, these tires aren't pretty. They'll definitely need to be replaced. But, you know, just for shits and giggles, let's see if we can get these beads to pop. And if we can get these beads to pop off, I'll throw a tube in it. Well, after messing with it, I got the bead to break. Yeah, there was no way I was breaking that earlier. Take a look. So, we'll get this bead broken, then I'll take it in there and we'll put the tube in. I went ahead and I got the other tire back on. I came over to this side to start doing this one and I've run into an issue. I'm pretty sure this isn't supposed to happen. Have you figured out what's going on yet? I'll give you a hint. Something's missing right there, and I guess we got to figure out what it is. I'm not quite sure what at the moment. That might explain the steering trouble I was having earlier. That's not good. So, yeah. How convenient. Of course something like that has to happen. I'm trying to get it to... So yeah, I'm not quite sure whose idea it was to make the spindles like this, but I'd like to know what the deal was here. Unless I'm missing something. I actually might be. And that sucks. I guess we'll have to figure. Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to be really careful with this tractor. As long as you know you're careful. Well, right there, I already see it. There's where the ring would go, right there. I see it now since I've cleaned that up. Let me see if I was to put this little spacer back, if I would see it still or not. No, I do not. No, I did. Can I get this to go any lower than it is? There we go, now I see it. So it's there, but let me clean this piece up real fast. It's got a lot of dirt on it. Maybe once I get all this off of here, we'll be able to... I'll be back. So let's see now, since I've cleaned this up. Might as well do that too. I also see a key right here. I'd like to know what that's about. Oh yeah, there's room for a snap ring. Let me go get a snap ring and we'll see if I can put it in there. I grabbed a snap ring. Whether this is going to work or not, I don't know. Looks like it might. It might be a little big. I don't know. Looks like it's in though. I guess we'll leave it. And let's try jacking the tractor up again. And let's just see if we can get it to want to go up. That's tightening, not loosening. I see my paint is starting to poke through, so that's good to see. Well, that's good. It's holding up. So let me get this side off. I just wanted to show you all that because that was kind of interesting. I got the other tire done, like I said before. I did that off camera because tires are a pain in the ass, and I'm not going to sit there and blur out my language while I'm putting that together. So let me get this tire off. I showed you guys how to get that tire off over there. It's the exact same over here as it is over there. I'm gonna get this tire off, and after I do that, we can continue. I'll be back. Well guys, it's been a little while, but I finally got my head gasket for the tractor so we can get the head gasket installed, as you guys can see. So let me put that over there. I want to look at these and just make sure. Yep, everything appears to line up good. Grab the cylinder head and put the cylinder head on. Can't think if there's anything that I'm missing at the moment. I'm sure there is, I just can't think of it. Well, we need to put the shroud back on top of the engine, as well as this shroud over here. Now, that's lined up. I need to put this shroud in here. Get this. I can't remember where the one mount was. There we go. There we go. Hopefully that'll work. There we go. Where you go? Are you going now? No. Where's the hole? Well, there it is. I'm starting to wonder. It looked like it was the correct way when I stuck the head gasket in. I'm wondering if it turned on me. See what the hell is going on with this. Yeah, right there is where we were just trying to thread it in. I see that. This is going... There we go. Now we're all lined up. So now when I stick this guy in here, yep, both of them are tightened. There we go. Cool. So now, the only ones that I have left are the ones that hold in the one engine mount and one that goes right here. I'm trying to think of where that engine mount, the one that you'd pull the motor out with, I can't think of where that went. I feel like it was over in, it was in one of these two holes, I know that. I remember what one exactly. Was it this one? That one. That's where it was. And the ones that held this didn't have washers. There we go. There we go. So now we'll just take this . There we go. Let me grab a 1/2-inch socket and we'll get them threaded in. Stuck another battery in the camera. Let's get these guys tightened down just to the first click, and then after we get them to the first click, we'll like that. There we go. Let me grab my wrench real fast. Yeah, they are. There we go. There we go. I think once the engine gets running, I'll torque them down again to their final resting torque. Does anybody see where there it is? I was going to say I better not have trapped it underneath of there. I'd have been really pissed. Let's see if it starts. Let's see if it'll spin over actually. If it'll spin over, let's see if it'll start. Ready? Battery might need help. That battery seems like it's come back, but every so often you gotta help it a little bit. It might still be a little weak. But yeah, as you guys saw, it's got compression now, which is good. Let's see if we can get it to start. Unfortunately, today it's raining, so can't really do a whole lot. Ready? That doesn't take any effort at all. It's running. doing any driving, I want to let it warm up for a bit. Just get up to operating temperature. Then after I do that, we'll torque it down for the last time. Well guys, I want to thank everybody for watching. I know what people are saying right now. Let's see it mow. Let's see it mow. I want to see it mow. Can you do a video? Can you make it mow in this video? No. I'm going to do that. I'll make another video on that. I'm not going to make it mow in this video yet. I want to get that head gasket. I want to get that head gasket broken in before I put it under any load and start mowing with it. I want to put some time on that head gasket. Probably not hours, but just some time on it and let it get the temperature, and then shut the tractor off and let it get the temperature again, probably after I go in there and tighten the head bolt. I'm probably going to go in there and retorque the head bolts just to make sure that they all are where I put them. So yeah, I want to thank everybody for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said before, I haven't seen very many videos on these Homelites. I was talking to Cliff. Cliff is the owner of this Homelite. He is the guy that I bought this tractor off of. Very nice guy. I've enjoyed talking to him. He said the tractor sat 15 years outside underneath of I guess an awning of a roof, a ledge or something before he bought it. And after he bought it, all he really ever did with it was start it up to move it around. He had to run it choked in order for it to stay running. As you guys saw before, I had to mess with it to get it so it would run right. So I'm guessing at some point, maybe, I noticed the engine doesn't have very many hours on it. It's got the original piston. I'm willing to bet nobody has been in that engine probably ever since the day that this tractor rolled off the factory. Somebody's obviously painted it, which is unfortunate, but I bet you if I was to pull that engine out and dig deeper inside, underneath the gas tank, everywhere in there, I'd find the old baby blue. So what I'm thinking is somebody, this is a 1972, which if I'm correct would make it 47 or 48 years old. The tractor's 47 or 48 years old. Somebody who probably lived in the city that mowed maybe twice a week on not even an acre probably owned it, and they probably used it to mow their yard. And usually on one of those little postage stamps, it takes about 5 or so minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes to go out there and mow your yard with a tractor like this. And then they would probably just take it and park it. My guess is probably an older gentleman or an older lady probably owned this tractor and used it for a while, and then maybe passed away or decided they wanted something new. And this tractor ended up sitting for 15 years, I believe is what he said. And then Cliff ended up buying it, and then, well, I ended up buying it. So I'm pretty sure that I'm probably the third owner of this tractor. He was probably the second owner. I'm the third owner of it. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. I didn't know that until he told me. I've been talking to him. Like I said, we've been talking over the phone. So yeah, hopefully next video that you guys see, we'll be going out there and mowing with the T10. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you're into the Homelite garden tractors, leave me some comments down below. I do not know a whole lot about these tractors. I'm new to the Homelites. I've owned my T12 now for about a year, but as you guys can see, this tractor looks just about like it did when I bought it. I've done a bit of work to this machine. If anybody out there has any tips or anything about the Homelites, I uploaded a video on this Homelite T10 about a week ago. Now for me, for you guys it was a little while, probably a little longer than that. And I got a lot of comments on that video and a lot of very helpful tips from a lot of people, so I really want to thank you guys for that. A lot of people really seem to be interested in this tractor. So yeah, this is the second Homelite garden tractor, honest to God, that I have ever seen. So they're not very common. I was told they're kind of rare. This tractor I'm definitely going to be keeping nice. I'm not going to let anybody use this except for me. I need to actually start taking a little bit better care of my rarer tractors, such as my 312, my patios. I've heard the 216s are kind of rare. I'm not sure how rare they are. All I really do is mow with that 216 and the 316s. They're getting, I'm getting told they're getting kind of rare, so I do need to start taking a little bit better care of my rarer tractors, or not as common tractors, I guess. So I'm gonna start taking good care of these things. So yeah, I want to thank everybody for watching. I think I said it before, but if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It doesn't, honest to God, it doesn't cost you guys a thing. It helps my channel grow. I think every certain amount of subscribers you get, the more YouTube starts to show your videos around and start recommending your channel to people. And I really like making these videos for you guys. It gives me something to do, and it gives you guys something to watch. And if you're looking for tips on a Homelite T10 or a John Deere garden tractor, you can come over here to my channel. I like making these videos. I like helping people out with this stuff. I get people that comment down in my comment section all the time, telling me about problems that they're having, and I like to go down there and help them out as best I can. I'm not God. I don't know everything when it comes to this stuff. So if there's certain things I can't answer, I will say that. But I do like to help where I can when it comes to this stuff. If somebody, has a problem and they send me a message, I'll sit down and I'll come up with solutions to it, and I'll go back and forth with them and try to figure out what's going on. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. I guess this is going to be it. So yeah, take care.